Okay, and today is our very first day of Kit Conspiracy. This is the sketch that we pulled off of Pinterest that we will be lifting today, or actually using today. We don't lift until it's a person's creation. Anyways, I have 4 photos that I would like to use on this sketch instead of just one. I picked out the green piece of paper from the Vicki Boutin color study that we chose for our kit this week, and then also the blue stripes. Now, I also thought that it would be a great way for me to start pulling out of my color bins. These are the most neglected element in my craft room entirely. I thought it would be a brilliant idea for me to change out a bunch of bins into color-coded elements. And so everything that belongs to particularly the color green is inside this this bin. So I've got brads, I've got flare, glitter, twine, ribbon, cut, like fussy cut images that are solely on the green side. I have, oh my gosh, I don't know. What are they called? Enamel dots. I've got these glitter packages, old packages from close to my heart. I also have, some like they were the uber old, like ribbon and lace designs that were like sprays. Anyways, I don't know what they're called. Like I said, fussy cut embellishments like these right here that have a solid color of green to them. Then I also have the color teal that's a little bit more on the green side than aqua in this bin as well. And then I keep my ribbon scraps in a container, just like I do with the enamel dots and fussy cut green things. So what I did off camera was I cut down all of my photos to 3x4, actually smaller than 3x4, because I am cutting my green piece to exactly 3x4. And then I took my photos, gave them a white back, just so that way they stood off the page a little bit more. And at first I was going to have them all going in a row instead of in in a square like I'm doing now. And then I thought, oh no, the reason why I was going to do it in a square is because that's kind of what my inspiration sketch is just like. So with the inspiration sketch, the first thing that I forget about when I layered up all my photos was all the layers behind their single photo. They've got like 6 layers going on behind that photo. And I thought, oh my gosh, what on earth should I do behind my photos, because I only picked out 2 pieces of paper. So I immediately started going through my kit and picking out more papers, and I ended up on this color wheel paper. And so I fussy cut out the cool colors of the color wheel. So I've got the greens and the blues and the purples. But then the 2 corners that this created, I decided I'm going to use those as a layering piece as well. Wow, that just worked out awesome. Plus, look at that color. It goes really well with my blue striped paper, which I just love that paper, you guys. I think I bought probably too many to admit for one person to own. And then, of course, that green paper is just phenomenal as well. I love those 2 colors together. This was probably one of my favorite Vicki Boutin collections in the whole wide world. Well, at least some of the colors are. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and put together my layering pieces. And then when I thought about it, which at first I was going to have these color wheels going in the same corners as, what am I trying to say? As the pieces that I cut off, the first corner pieces that I glued on. And then I realized that I have a gap. So why don't I put those pieces in the gaps and use those as my layers? And it was just like an aha moment type of deal. So I went ahead and put those on there. Now, this is my oldest son riding a bike. And I have to tell you guys that I don't have a lot of these photos because he never showed interest in learning how to ride a bike. And last year, since, in 2020, when we were absolutely, so it wasn't last year, it was in 2020 when we were absolutely bored off our rockers, stuck at home. What else was there to do? My 2 younger sons taught my oldest son how to ride a bike. Yes, he did. Now, the funny story, which isn't very funny about this bike, is that it came with our house, so we found it hidden in the bushes on our property, and so it came with our house. And two, we didn't realize that it had absolutely no brakes whatsoever. So he rode this bike without fear. For one, I was scared. Deathless is what I was going to say. It's not an option. I was completely scared every time that he went with, anywhere on this bike. And so we went to a little bike shop in town, which is actually kind of cool because it sells bits and pieces that you might need to repair a bike. And so we bought a brake system and realized that the bike is too old for the brake system. We had no way of running it down past the front tire without him, like ripping off the cables as soon as he made his first turn. So yeah, we didn't know what to do, to be honest, but he was like, I'm fine, it's great. And he'd move on and go with the bike. And I was like, oh my gosh. So this is our very first ride around the marina when he learned how to ride his bike. And I walked with them. Me and my daughter are walking, and he would ride a little bit and then come back, and then ride a little bit more and then come back, just like a little kid would do on the bike. And then the boys, of course, they've already made my two younger boys already made like 3 or 4 laps around the entire marina. But I'm glad that he went ahead and then came back, and then went ahead and came back. That made me a lot more not as edgy, but I still was very, very edgy, him learning to ride. He since now has a bike that fits him because he's, 2 times taller than what he was. I don't know what happened in 2020, you guys, but my children grew like 10 feet. Did anybody else's? Because mine are like trees. I feel so short compared to all of my children. Even my little one, she is, holy cow, a giant. Last year for school, we bought her some shoes, and she's in the same size shoe as I am. I don't know what I'm going to do when they're all growing up and they need to stop. But anyways, yes, so that is why these photos are more significant than others. And I don't have any other, photos of him riding a bike until this year. And I'm just so proud of him. And the fact that he wanted a bigger bike on purpose was even better. It was amazing. All right, so I rummaged through my green bin. I absolutely love this idea of this monochromatic-ish layout. I have all the blue kind of represented, the blue sky, the blue color wheel pieces, and the striped blue, but then everything else is green. For one, that's my son's favorite color. That's this son's favorite color is green. And so I thought, oh my gosh, that is absolutely perfect. For two, it goes really well, blue and green, with outdoor photos. Even if it is neon colors, they still go really well with outdoor colors. And then it gave me a really good excuse, which, yes, I do have to find an excuse to reach into my color bins, you guys. I struggle with that so much, and I don't know why. I think it's because I have categories of what I really want to play with, and so I don't reach into my color bins as much as I should. But this also gave me a great excuse to use ribbon. I mean, how many times do you guys use ribbon anymore on your layouts? I used to use ribbon like crazy. And now it's like, I don't even consider it anymore. It's like not even a thought, not even an option. And I was ecstatic to use the ribbon. I also pulled out these 3 rosettes that I made 1.5 million years ago. Seriously, probably in, I don't know, 2013, 14, maybe. And so this was awesome. They have My Mind's Eye brads in the center of them. And it just says 1, 2, and 3 in kind of a typewriter-y vintage look. And then the rosettes themselves were made out of branding strips. And they're close to my heart branding strips that had really cool print on them. And then when you accordion fold them up, the print just looks amazing. So anyways, and then lastly that I'm going to add to this layout is some corduroy brads. Oh, I love these brads, you guys. They are so full of texture and soft. Oh my gosh, I absolutely love them. And they're that perfect neon green to add to my layout. Now, I didn't have as many neon green items in my color bin as I assumed I did. And so when I started picking and pulling for this layout, I actually had to go to the aqua color that is in the blue striped paper. If you look real close, you can see down the two edges that there's that aqua color that's a little on the bluey green side. And so that is the green that I chose for my embellishments. And I think that they all just ended up merging very well, if I don't say so myself. But you guys, the more that I just kept playing with this layout and adding things to it, the more I just was so excited with how well all of the elements came together, even though I had no clue whatsoever what I was going to do with this layout. None. So, after I show you guys what I plan on doing with the brad backs, I take the tip of my take your pick tool by Stampin' Up. I just take that and I smoosh down the center of the brads to where they're as flat as they possibly can be. And then I take washi tape, which I actually got this idea from a fellow YouTuber here who is Steak Goddess. Sandy is her real name. She does this on her layouts, and one of the reasons is so when you put it down into your pocket or your page protector, it doesn't get caught going in. And the second one is it's not going to leave a mark on the page behind it. So I thought, oh, that's ingenious. Oh my gosh. All right, to finish off this page, I am going to add some black splatters by Altenew. It is Jet Black by Altenew. And that is it. I also dug into my stash and pulled out 2 scraps of black cardstock just to give me that definitive line around all my layers before putting it on the blue striped paper. And that is it. I'm not very good at layering. I have a hard time, especially layering up pattern on pattern on pattern. But I did enjoy this layout very much, and all the green, and it so represents my son. Ignore the tiny little pink dots on those rosettes, but they do kind of match that purple little color wheel portion, or pie, I should say. Other than that, thank you so very much for hanging out with me today. Be sure to check out Janet over on Galaxy Girl Creations. Her YouTube channel is down below to see how she takes the exact same papers that I am using as well and what she creates with this sketch. All right, thank you so much, and I look forward to seeing what Janet does entirely. That sounds like fun. All right, see y'all later. Bye.